You can lose years because of a sentence nobody is even listening to. You say, I was tired, I was hurt, I was waiting for the right time. Here is the truth that burns. Nobody will remember your excuses, but your life will carry every one of them. If you are done being comforted by soft lies and you want the kind of truth that wakes up the fighter still alive inside you, stay close and subscribe, because some words are not entertainment, they are rescue. I know you are tired. I know some mornings feel heavy before your feet even touch the floor. I know what it feels like to want one more hour, one more day, one more clean start. I know what it feels like to look at your own life and wonder how you got this far away from the person you said you would become. So hear me with warmth, but hear me clearly. Nobody will remember your excuses. Nobody will remember your excuses. The world will not pause and say, well, he meant well. Your body will not do that. Your bills will not do that. Your future will not do that. Life keeps moving. Days become weeks. Weeks become months. Months become years. And the dangerous part is not that excuses sound evil. The dangerous part is that excuses sound reasonable. They sound kind. They sound small. They sound like something you can say just for tonight. But one excuse becomes two. Two becomes 10. 10 becomes a habit. And habits do not ask permission. They move in quietly. They sit at your table. They sleep in your bed. They become your life. Think about that. Every excuse is like another rock in a backpack you keep choosing to wear. At first it feels light. You tell yourself it is just one rock, just one delay, just one missed morning, just one lazy week. But then you keep adding to it. I will start Monday. I need to feel better first. I need more money first. I need more support first. I need people to understand me first. Rock after rock, weight after weight, lie after lie. Then one day you stand up and wonder why your spirit feels bent. It is because you have been carrying what was supposed to be dropped. Listen, pain is real. I am not mocking your pain. Betrayal is real. Fear is real. Being lost is real. But pain is not the same thing as permission. You can be hurt and still be responsible. You can be scared and still move. You can be behind and still begin. That is where your power is. Not in blaming, not in complaining, not in waiting, but in ownership. And ownership feels heavy for a minute, but it sets you free for a lifetime. The truth most people run from is simple. No one is coming to wake you up. No one is coming to force you to be disciplined. No one is coming to build your future. The person capable of changing your life is already in the mirror. Let that settle in. That should not make you feel lonely. That should make you feel dangerous. Because if your life can be damaged by your choices, it can also be rebuilt by your choices. If excuses can shape you, then so can action. If delay can train you, then so can discipline. If years can be wasted, then years can also be redeemed. But the door into that new life is small. It does not open with a speech. It opens with a step, a tiny one, an ugly one. A step nobody claps for. Maybe tonight that step is going to bed on time. Maybe it is turning off the screen. Maybe it is walking past the junk food. Maybe it is sending the email. Maybe it is doing 10 push-ups on a floor where no one can see you. Small does not mean weak. Small means repeatable. And what you repeat becomes what you are. Stop asking if the step is impressive. Ask if it is honest. Stop asking if people will notice. Ask if it moves you 1 inch closer to the man you keep talking about becoming. Because the cost of excuses is never paid in one moment. It is paid slowly, quietly, in confidence, in energy, in self-respect, in the way you look at yourself when nobody is around. That is why this matters so much. You are not just breaking a bad habit. You are ending a bad relationship with yourself. You are choosing to stop lying to your own future. And once you see excuses for what they are, you cannot unsee it. They are not comfort. They are theft. They steal strength. They steal time. They steal identity. Nobody will remember your excuses, but you will remember the life they took from you. So tell me, how much longer are you willing to keep carrying what is crushing you? Most people think change comes like lightning. One big moment, one big speech, one big decision that fixes everything by morning. But real change is quieter than that. Real change is brick by brick. One brick today, one brick tomorrow, one brick when you are motivated, one brick when you are not. That is how anything strong is built. Not with magic, not with mood, not with luck, with bricks. Picture a man standing in front of an empty piece of land. He says he wants a house. He talks about the kitchen, the view, the peace he will feel inside it. He can describe every room. He can dream all day. But if he refuses to lay the first brick because it feels too small, too slow, too boring, then all he has is a fantasy. And this is where many people get trapped. They do not fail because they have no dream. They fail because they disrespect the brick. They want the finished house with no dust on their hands. They want the strong body with no sore mornings. They want the calm mind with no hard conversations. They want the money with no long nights. They want the life without the laying. But life does not work that way. The wall goes up one brick at a time. Your standards go up one brick at a time. Your confidence goes up one brick at a time. Every promise you keep to yourself is a brick. Every morning you get up when you said you would is a brick. Every workout you finish when nobody is watching is a brick. Every hour you study instead of scroll is a brick. Every dollar you save instead of waste is a brick. Every hard truth you face instead of avoid is a brick. Think about that. We destroy ourselves because we keep looking for giant proof that we are changing. We want fireworks, we want dramatic results, we want the crowd to notice. But the real builders know something the dreamers do not. The wall is won in private, the wall is won in silence, the wall is won on the days that feel too plain to matter. And those are the very days that matter most. Because anybody can act fired up for one afternoon. Anybody can be strong after a motivational talk. Anybody can promise 10 things when emotion is high. But can you lay the brick when the feeling is gone? Can you do the small thing when the small thing is the whole game? That is where lives divide. One person says, it is only one missed day. Another person says, this day is part of the wall. One person says, I will start when I feel better. Another person says, I will feel better once I start. One person waits for certainty. Another person gets to work. And 10 months later, they do not live in the same reality because one stacked excuses, the other stacked bricks. Nobody will remember your excuses when they see what you did not build. Nobody will remember why you skipped the gym after the years show up on your body. Nobody will remember why you kept wasting money after the debt closes in. Nobody will remember why you stayed lazy after the opportunities passed to somebody hungrier. Harsh? Maybe. True? Absolutely. And truth helps more than pity ever will. Let me tell you something important. The first bricks are the ugliest. The first workout is awkward. The first morning routine is messy. The first page you write sounds weak. The first sales call shakes your voice. The first apology catches in your throat. Good. That is normal. That is not failure. That is foundation. You do not judge a building by the first dusty hour. You judge it by whether the builder came back the next day. Come back tired, come back embarrassed, come back slow if you need to, but come back, keep laying, because the person you want to become is hidden inside the repetition you keep avoiding. And here is the beautiful part. The more bricks you lay, the lighter excuses start to sound. They lose their music, they lose their power. You begin to hear them for what they are. Cheap ways to abandon yourself. The wall teaches you discipline. The wall teaches you patience. The wall teaches you that self-respect is not found, it is built. Brick by brick, day by day, choice by choice. Nobody will remember your excuses, but they will live inside the house your habits built or the ruins your habits left behind. So let me ask you this. What brick have you been refusing to lay because it looked too small to matter? There is another truth people do not like, but it can save your life if you let it. Growth often looks like burial before it looks like blooming. A seed does not look powerful when it is pushed under the soil. It looks lost. It looks covered. It looks hidden. It looks like nothing is happening. But under that dark ground, something is breaking open. Something is stretching. Something is becoming. And if you judge the seed too early, you will call it dead when it is actually preparing to rise. A lot of you are in that season right now. You are doing quiet work. You are trying to change. You are saying no to things that used to own you. You are building new habits in a place where nobody is cheering. And because nobody sees it yet, you start wondering if it counts. It counts. Let that settle in. Just because nobody is clapping does not mean nothing is growing. Just because the world cannot see your roots does not mean roots are not forming. We have been trained to worship visible results. The body after, not the workouts before. The success after, not the boring nights before. The peace after, not the lonely healing before. But every strong life has an unseen season. Every powerful person has a buried season. Every tree you admire started in dirt. Think about that. The problem is we want harvest with no planting. We want fruit with no roots. We want confidence with no proving. We want a new identity while still protecting old habits. And that is why many people stay stuck. They are not unwilling to dream. They are unwilling to disappear for a while and do the work in secret. They want to post the result without surviving the process. But the process is where the person is built. In the dark, in the silence, in the part nobody celebrates. This is why excuses are so dangerous in hidden seasons. Because when nothing outside is giving you quick proof, excuses sound more convincing. You say, maybe it is not working. Maybe I should stop. Maybe this is not my time. Maybe I need a sign. Listen to me. Action is the sign. The fact that you know what you need to do is the sign. The discomfort you feel when you keep betraying yourself is the sign. You do not need more signs, you need more stamina. Nobody will remember your excuses for quitting in the soil, but your life will show whether you stayed planted long enough to break through. The gym does not care how inspired you feel. The page does not care how creative you feel. The alarm does not care how deep your reasons are. The work waits, the work tests, the work reveals. And that is good because work is honest. Work does not flatter you. Work tells you where you really stand. Not where you talk, not where you wish, not where you pretend, where you stand. I love that. It means your future is not locked behind popularity or talent or perfect timing. It is built through simple faithfulness. Show up, stay down long enough to grow roots. Keep watering the ground, even when all you see is dirt. Keep reading, keep training, keep saving, keep praying, keep healing, keep choosing better. Some days the only proof you will have is that you did not quit. That is enough for that day. We make a mistake when we call these seasons empty. They are not empty. They are full of preparation, full of stretching, full of resistance training for the soul. The seed is not wasting time underground. It is becoming strong enough to survive sunlight, wind, and storm. And the same is true for you. These hidden days are teaching you how to carry what you keep asking for. They are teaching patience. They are teaching grit. They are teaching you not to need applause to obey your own standards. That kind of strength changes a person. That kind of strength cannot be borrowed. It must be grown. So stop insulting your season because it is quiet. Stop calling yourself behind because your progress is not loud. Stop digging yourself up every 3 days to see if something is happening. Stay planted, stay steady, stay faithful. Nobody will remember your excuses, but they will feel the shade of the tree you became because you did not run from the dark. So answer this honestly. Are you willing to stay in the soil for a season so you can rise for a lifetime? Now let me show you another trap, because even people who start can still get stuck here. What you stare at grows in your mind. That is the power of a magnifying glass. Hold it over a small thing and suddenly that small thing looks huge. Hold it long enough in the sun and it can even start a fire. That is what your focus does to your life. If you keep holding your mind over your pain, your fear, your past, your unfair treatment, your failures, your excuses, you make them bigger than they are. Then one day you are living under a fire you helped feed. I am not saying your wounds are fake. I am saying your attention is precious. Where you place it matters. Some people spend years magnifying the wrong thing. They magnify what they lost. They magnify who left. They magnify what their parents did wrong. They magnify the friend who betrayed them. They magnify the bad break, the bad timing, the bad season. And because they keep rehearsing the same story, the story keeps ruling them. It becomes identity. It becomes posture. It becomes the lens through which everything is seen. Then they wonder why hope feels so far away. Hope is hard to see when your magnifying glass is aimed at old pain all day. Let that settle in. You can be honest about what hurt you without making it the center of who you are. You can tell the truth without building a home inside the wound. You can grieve without turning grief into your name. This matters because excuses grow fastest in whatever you keep focusing on. If your main focus is how unfair life has been, excuses will sound justified. If your main focus is how far behind you are, excuses will sound merciful. If your main focus is what other people think, excuses will sound safe. But if your focus shifts to the man you are called to become, something changes. Suddenly, the same excuse that sounded soft starts sounding expensive. Suddenly, staying in bed costs too much. Suddenly, scrolling all night costs too much. Suddenly, chasing approval costs too much. Because you are finally measuring your choices against your future, not your feelings. Think about that. People talk all the time about mindset like it is some fancy trick. It is not fancy. It is focus. It is choosing where your eyes rest. It is choosing what gets repeated in your head. It is choosing what story gets fed and what story gets starved. You cannot feed weakness all day and expect strength by night. You cannot rehearse defeat all week and expect courage on command. You cannot stare at excuses and build a life of action. No. You must learn to aim the glass somewhere new. Aim it at discipline. Aim it at possibility. Aim it at the next right move. Aim it at the mirror and tell the truth, not the cruel truth that says you are worthless, the clean truth that says you have been playing small and it ends now. That is a holy kind of honesty. That is the honesty that heals. The person capable of changing your life is already in the mirror, not the old story, not the people who doubted you, not the crowd you keep trying to impress, you. And once you accept that, your energy stops leaking everywhere. It comes home, it gets focused, it gets sharp. Then even small effort starts to hit harder. A focused hour beats a distracted day. A focused habit beats a dramatic promise. A focused life beats a talented but scattered one every time. This is why some people with less talent pass people with more talent. They are not spending all their energy feeding fires that should have died years ago. They choose the better focus. They choose the better story. They choose the better standard. Nobody will remember your excuses, but they will absolutely see the person you become when your attention stops serving your wounds and starts serving your future. So tell me straight, whose voice have you been magnifying so loudly that you can barely hear the future calling your name? And now we come to the part that can wake a man up faster than almost anything else. Time does not care. Winter becomes spring. Spring becomes summer. Summer becomes fall. Morning becomes night. Night becomes morning again. The calendar keeps tearing off pages whether you are ready or not. That can sound cold, but it is also beautiful because it means the chance is here right now. Not later, not when life finally gets perfect, not when your mood agrees, right now. One season does not beg the next one for permission to arrive. It comes. Life is the same. Your 20s become your 30s. Your 30s become your 40s. And if you spend those years making excuses, the years do not argue with you. They just pass. Days become weeks. Weeks become months. Months become years. Then one day you wake up and the cost finally feels loud. You look at your body. You look at your bank account. You look at your habits. You look at your empty promises. And the most painful part is not always what happened to you. The most painful part is what you kept allowing from yourself. Think about that. There is a kind of heartbreak that only comes from self-betrayal, from knowing you knew better, from knowing you were called higher, from knowing you kept trading long-term peace for short-term comfort. I do not want that for you. I do not want you standing years from now in a room full of proof that you kept choosing what was easy over what was necessary. I want something better. I want you to meet a future version of yourself with tears in your eyes because you are grateful you finally got serious. Picture that man. See him clearly. He wakes up with strength in his body and quiet in his mind. His bills are handled because he learned restraint. His word means something because he stopped breaking promises to himself. His family feels safe around him because he became steady. His eyes are clear because he is no longer split in two, saying one thing and doing another. His room is clean, his habits are clean, his conscience is clean. He laughs easier, he walks different, he does not need to pretend. He built himself, brick by brick, day by day, season by season. That future is not fantasy, it is a direction. But it costs something. It costs the excuse you were about to make tonight. It costs the delay you keep calling wisdom. It costs the comfort that is quietly killing your edge. No excuses, no waiting, no rescue, just action. Some of you are one decision away from a different story, but you keep worshiping the feeling of being almost ready. Almost ready is a prison. Almost ready keeps dreams in the draft. Almost ready keeps strong men weak. Start before you feel ready. Start while your hand shakes. Start while your plan is ugly. Start while your confidence is still catching up. The first step is not supposed to look glorious. It is supposed to break the spell. And once the spell breaks, once you act, once you keep acting, you begin to trust yourself again. That trust is gold. That trust is peace. That trust is power. Nobody will remember your excuses. Nobody will remember your excuses, but you will remember the night you finally stopped negotiating with the life you knew you were meant to live. So before this moment passes, answer one thing with your whole heart. When the older, stronger version of you looks back on this night, what will he thank you for finally beginning? You can lose years because of a sentence nobody is even listening to. Not tonight, not anymore. I want you to see yourself a little while from now, standing in a life that used to feel impossible. Your shoulders are back, your mind is clear, your body is stronger, your work is sharper, your peace is deeper. You are not proud because life was easy. You are proud because you stopped running, you stopped hiding, you stopped explaining. One day someone will ask how you changed, and the real answer will be simple. You got tired of paying for excuses with your future? You got tired of carrying rocks you could drop? You got tired of leaving bricks unlaid? You got tired of digging up your own seed? You got tired of feeding the wrong fire? And when that day comes, you will not need a long speech. Your life will speak for you. The discipline will speak, the peace will speak, the consistency will speak. The man in the mirror will finally look like someone you trust. So when the old voice comes back tomorrow, and it will, meet it with something stronger. Meet it with action. Meet it with truth. Meet it with movement. Get up, clean it up, finish it, walk it off, write it down, lift the weight, make the call, keep the promise, build the wall, guard the focus, honor the season. Remember this when your feelings get loud. Remember this when comfort starts whispering. Remember this when delay dresses itself like logic. Nobody will remember your excuses, but your future will remember your courage. Your family will remember your discipline. Your soul will remember that you finally came home to yourself. No excuses, no waiting, no quitting, just becoming unstoppable.